Archer, welcome back to the Full Court Press. Mikal Bridges has signed a $140 million extension with the New York Knicks, and that means that the Knicks carry over their huge kind of lineup that they have with Mikal Bridges and OG and Jalen Brunson and that kind of core that they have with Josh Hart and everything, and so that keeps them there. Obviously, they made the Eastern Conference Finals, so the real question is, are they still? How are they looking? Are they done for after the season? Are they going to do as well in the next few seasons? All of that is to be seen, but we can speculate as that we can. And what we can tell, what we can gather, is that the Knicks have a very good core. And what we know for sure is that they took down the NBA champions, the Boston Celtics, 2024 champions, and then they were oh so close to getting to the NBA Finals with against the series with Indiana and Tyrese Halliburton, and then it took like this miracle Benedict Mathurin showcase, and then Tyrese Halliburton closed it out. But then they were really close, and they were in the driver's seat for so long in that series, and then they just gave it up. So they're so close. Out in the East right now is probably their best window. While Tyrese is out, while he's out with his Achilles, while Jason Tatum is suffering an Achilles injury, while Damian Lillard has gone on back to Portland and he's rehabbing an Achilles, there is a lot of improvements that teams like Atlanta and Orlando have made, but in the same breath, the Knicks have carried their superstar level of starting five that they've also well kind of created, that they can, I think, very safely say that these are probably the favorites to come out of the East in 2026. The reason I say that is because of their history and because of the fact that these players are not old players. They're not super duper young players, but they're all players kind of hitting their stride, hitting their prime. And so naturally, they made the Eastern Conference Finals, and the competition has only gotten just a little bitter. In some teams, Atlanta should give them a good kind of friction. Orlando might, Detroit might, but these are all very big ifs because the best constructed roster in the East right now is in New York, which is mind-boggling to say if you've been watching the NBA for the past like 20 years, because that team has not been a very good one. But now it is, and it's been established for a year. They have playoff experience. They have real high game stake playoff experience, what experience that the Hawks have not had since 2021. And New York is going to go in and they're going to know how to work their systems efficiently. They'll have the experience that they've had these past few years, and they've built such a beautiful roster. And I really think that New York has a real chance to be making some noise in the finals next year. They might be a top three contender to actually win it all, just because of how well that roster is constructed. And number two, how well they've been able to, have that experience and perform already. They're not teams that have made high kind of ends in the playoffs, and like they fluke made Western Conference Finals and stuff like. No, I mean Eastern Conference Finals. They've earned their strides, they've earned their stripes, and now they're coming back with the vengeance, hopefully with experience. And now I think they're prime to win the East. They're my pick. Mikal obviously locked up Jason Tatum. Doesn't get better than that. You have some of the best defenders in the league in Josh Hart, Mikal, and OG. And then you have one of the biggest offensive powerhouses in Jalen Brunson alone. And then the way he just directs traffic as a point guard, the way he can take over games. It's kind of a dream team that they have going on in New York. And in other news, like they have the West out there. The West, I obviously the Thunder are keeping their core, but if they win against New York, New York is gonna be ready for OKC now. Like they're not just gonna kind of have the ability to lose to what many would say is a fluke. Obviously, the Indiana Pacers made it to Game 7 of the finals, almost won it, quarters away, and they couldn't do it. But they were almost there, and New York just lost to that team. Many people consider that a fluke, but they're not going to lose to flukes anymore. My pick coming out of the East for 2026 is the New York Knicks. And Mikal Bridges is a huge part of that. And shout out to Jalen Brunson for taking that huge pay cut like 2 years ago. That's been all for the Full Court Press. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins.